I'm Rotary Joy Uzoho. Join me through the journey on Save the Girl Child project. Come with me. I'm Rotary Joy Chinwendo Uzoho, a member of Rotary Club of Okudu GRA. I'm a counselor with special focus on the girl child. For over 5 years, I've been interacting with them with view of helping them maximize potentials and live a better life in the society. The girl child is exposed to so many dangers in the society, in the family, in the school, in the church, all round. And I cannot talk about the dangers the girl child is faced without explaining the types of abuse that we have. We have the physical abuse. We have the sexual abuse. We have rape molestation. We have the emotional abuse, which is also verbal and mental and psychological abuse. We have the pedophile. All this abuse put together, there is one thing common about them. The common thing about them is that the child is being abused and is abused the same way. Sleeping with a child, all are involved in this type of abuse that I've mentioned. The only difference is when it comes to emotional abuse, verbal, what you tell that child, the kind of things you put into the child when you speak to the child, yelling at the child, calling the child names. Name calling is part of abuse. Some parents don't know. But I'm not going to go in that direction because that is a little part of abuse that we can easily handle. The reason I say we can handle that is when you talk to the child by words, as in abusing the child, calling the child names, you can also bring the child back with words. But the worst kind of abuse is when an adult takes unduly advantage of a child. It leaves a lot of trauma. Psychologically, it affects the child. Educational wise, that child can be thrown off balance. The danger in it is this: most of them don't speak up. They are scared because of trauma, stigmatization. Number two, parents don't help us. A mother will want to say, I don't want anyone to know that the child was raped, was abused, and they tend to hide it. By hiding it, you have left something in the mind of this child that will not leave the mind of this child all the days of her life. Let me make a definition of one. Pedophiles. Pedophile for me is the summary of all the abuse. While a pedophile is someone that takes unduly advantage of a child. Pedophiles prefer children as sex partners to an adult. When a pedophile comes, you first of all make you understand that he's for you, he's with you, he likes you, win your trust, leaving in your mind that he's not doing something bad to you. What I mean is building the trust of that child. When the trust is built, he also goes as far as building the trust of the parents or guardians or anyone around the child, whereby you can leave the child with him or her. Pedophiles also, when they must have taken unduly advantage of that child, threatens the child not to speak up. Some of them goes as far as telling the child, you will die if you speak up. Or they build this trust that where the child begin to enjoy what they are doing with the child, thereby making the child become trust them more. Let me put it that way. When this happens, that is when they strike. I hear people say that people take advantage of the girl child because of what they wear, the way they dress, how they look, and all that. But let me ask a question. How could a 2-year-old child be molested? 6-month-old child, even 9 years old? What could attract a man to that child? What kind of dressing will attract a man to that child? This brings me to this. Some of them are wired that way. Some of them also has been molested by a pedophile and they have become one. This is one of the danger. A pedophile has a tendency of reproducing itself. So this is a major challenge. The danger the girl child will face now is this. If I say unwanted pregnancy, it will be like it's not something bad. It can be taken care of. It's not a big deal. But when a child's future and destiny is ruined, it takes a lot to build the child back again. Infection and diseases. Oh, I don't want to go into my experiences with the interaction I've had with some of them. Some of them have their womb have been destroyed. Some of them internally they are no longer alright. Some of them are HIV positive. Some of them have been infected sexually with all manner of sexual transmitted diseases. And their parents will tell you, at the time it happened, we didn't have money. Some of them might even go to a chemist, like we say, or pharmacy, like they call it, to modify it or bring it up a little big. And the child will be given a little anesthesia. And they'll say the child is okay. But as this child keep growing, the problems keep increasing. Some of them end up having body odor. Some of them, pores come out from their private parts. Some of them, no man will want to stay around them anymore. Should I even talk about the danger of making them now become abusers themselves? They now graduate and grow into any form of addiction. Some of them becomes drug addicts. Some of them become alcohol addicts. And some of them become sex addicts. All this put together, there are several dangers the girl child faces the moment is being abused. She's abused. And this is a fight. All of us will have to put our heads together to fight. Child abuse is a nightmare that leaves darkness in the soul of every child. And it is the responsibility of everyone to make sure we keep fighting until we win this fight. Well, we decided to take up the Save the Girl Child project because of a school I visited in Ogudu GRA. On getting to that school, we had a major seminar with them, and I talked about pedophile. To my greatest shock and surprise, a lot of children were going through that abuse. And it shocked me how they were able to open up to me. They were able to talk to me. Some of them were their fathers that were abusing them. Some of them the teachers. Some of them their guardians. And in summary, I found out that there's one particular fear they have. That if they speak up, most of those people are their guardians, the ones that take care of them financially, pay their school fees, take care of them physically, like materially. And if they speak up, they might not have roof over their head anymore. And they wouldn't want to be left alone without any form of care or protection. And when I got to know about it, I came back to the club and I narrated this story that I stumbled into. It was a heartbreaking one. The club made up their mind that this is going to be a fight that they will collectively join their hands together to fight. It was at that point we decided to take it up as a project to save the girl child. Okay, number one action point is we need to do something. Firstly, we want to start creating awareness in schools to educate them about sexual abuse. Then when we create this awareness, we'll have counselors on ground to counsel them, have one-on-one interaction with them during the counseling. By so doing, we are able to identify the ones that need medical treatment and therapy. At that point, we take the action point of giving them medical attention, getting doctors to examine them. After examining them, we're now going to the point of we get to the point of empowerment. On empowerment is in different phases. We have the phase of scholarship for those of them that want to further. We give them scholarship to further. Training on different vocational skills. Give them training on different vocational skills so that they can better their life. But when you after training, we now give them grants so that they can start up their life from that point. Then each school we go to, we made up our minds, so we're going to be giving them sanitary towels, because most of these children use tissue, they use piece of cloth for their period because nobody provides for them. So we made up our minds, we're going to be giving them sanitary towels. Then finally, we want to open in all the schools, we want to have an interact club where we come to their level to interact with them as well each time, and this will make us be in touch with them. It will help us to be in touch with them. So these are action plans actually to save the girl child. This is where we want to come in.